Now, it goes without saying this, but we have to be exercising just like every animal and every bird in this land. Every living thing, if it doesn't move to get food, it dies. We're the only mammal species that sits on our ass and gets fed, right? Deliveroo, Uber, Just Eat, takeaways, our parents, whatever. We're the only mammal right now that doesn't have to move to get food. And we're supposed to move, which burns energy until we get our next meal. And then it's supposed to be a couple of days until we have our next meal that we then go into ketosis and burn fats as energy using ketones. And then we have our next meal. A lion, he'll just be out and about in the wild, and then he'll come across a gazelle, he'll kill it, he'll eat it, and he might not have a meal for fucking like weeks. That's life. Exercise in modern life seems to be non-existent. Obviously, we're generalizing, but the importance of moving your body is like the importance of moving your car so the battery doesn't die. We all know if you don't use our car for a few days, the battery dies. You got to keep the car moving, even if you turn it on every couple of, every 5, 6, 7 days. That keeps the alternator going. If you don't turn it on for, say, a week, the battery will die. The alternator will charge the battery, but only if you move the car. So, we're the same. When we move, blood flows all around our body. Our organs get pumped with blood. We feel good breathing in oxygen because our heartbeat increases. We're out in nature, we're getting sun. We see animals, we see trees, we see grass, we see water, and it naturally, unconsciously makes us feel good because we feel connected to nature. We see little birds and bugs doing their thing. We see flowers just there, just in the sun, just moving. Naturally, it tells our brains that we are no different, and if they're happy and joyful, why can't we be happy and joyful? These days, we're sat indoors, in darkness, watching stuff on TV that's a load of shit and doesn't do anything for our brain. We're not socializing with people. When you're going to walk, you see people, you say hello. We're becoming autistic, meaning we're not able to talk to people. We've forgotten how to speak to people. We can't make eye contact with people. We can't even say hello to people. So moving gets the blood flowing through the body. It mobilizes our joints, gets our synovial fluids in our joints loose, keeps us loose, prevents injury. When you walk, helps with flexibility. As you move, you're stretching your legs, you're moving, you're keeping yourself flexible. Bone, every time you move and put pressure on the floor, you're lifting your whole body weight, bone density. Every time you walk, muscles are being used. Your whole core, your whole back, your calf, your toes, your ankle, your hamstring, your quad. If you're moving your arm is, your muscles being moved, your biceps being moved, your deltoids are being moved. Movement. We're designed to move. We're not designed to sit. We're not designed to lay down. We're not designed to be indoors. We're not designed to have fake light. We're not designed to open a window. We're already supposed to be outside with the air. We're supposed to have natural light. Sunlight creates vitamin D, keeps our immune healthy, creates serotonin, makes us happy. The highest rates these days of depression are from people just sitting in their bedroom all day. Youngsters sitting indoors, sitting in their bedroom, curtains drawn, it's 2 PM, they're playing Xbox, they haven't even got up. We're just indoors too much. Being outdoors, the sun, air, oxygen, seeing people, seeing animals, seeing nature, seeing plants, seeing planes, moving, feeling the earth, smells, different smells that you wouldn't see indoors. You have time to think to yourself. The energy is not just stagnant like it is in your room. Every time you say breathe in oxygen in your room, if there's no window, you're using more oxygen, pumping out more carbon dioxide. If you're in a room and you're thinking about negative, stressful, unhappy thoughts, the energy is just gonna stay in your room, stay in objects, stay in your bed, stay in your TV, stay in your walls, stay in your clothes. Everything in your room will store energy. If you're sat in your room thinking negative stuff, you're just gonna charge your room with that negative energy. When you go out, guess what? If you're thinking negative thoughts, it just goes out to the universe. The universe doesn't even notice it. But when you're out, you're around more positive things. Nature, the vibration of nature, plants, birds, trees, water, is a high vibration which we should be also vibrating at. Everything on this earth vibrates at the same frequency, or it should vibrate at the same frequency. It's created from the earth. The earth vibrates at a frequency. Everything that's come from it as a result of the earth. Water vibrates at a frequency that's directly connected to the earth. We're 80% water, so therefore we should be vibrating the same as the sea, which is vibrating the same as the earth. And if you think the earth is made from, the sun's vibrating at a certain frequency. The sun is fire. Fire vibrates at a certain frequency. Everything should be already vibrating at a certain frequency that if you're not out in nature, you won't feel. You'll be feeling the vibrations in your room of your TV, the router, the Wi-Fi, other people, phones, devices. People talking on your TV is giving off a vibration that's going into your room, and it's going into everything in your room. When you're out in nature, you basically have access to unlimited positive energy. If you are thinking negative stuff, it's just going out, but you're instantly around positive thoughts to kind of balance that out. If you're in your room thinking negative stuff, there's no positive energy to counteract it. So it's just you in your negative thoughts all day, all the time. Being out and about, you see like the clouds. You start to see pictures and you feel good. You think, oh, it looks like the Queen. Oh, it looks like a penis. You look at the trees, you think, oh, I haven't seen that tree before. Or, oh, look, lovely yellow flowers. Oh, look, there's a bee there. Look, there's a bee. You think, oh my God, look at that bee. He's just so happy just doing his own thing. So happy just flying from plant to plant. He doesn't need anything in life. He doesn't need a house, TV, car, money, sex. He's just doing his own thing. And eventually you start to realise, wish my life was that simple. Wish my life was that peaceful. Wish I could just get up and fly from plant to plant. Let me tell you something. If you don't follow the rules of society and the way of life society has created, house, mortgage, car, going to work, going to the gym, making dinner, putting kids to bed, it's all a man-made scripted lifestyle. If you create your own lifestyle, you can still do all those things I've just said. But if you create your own lifestyle, you're doing things your way. If you want to feel like you're a bee hopping from plant to plant, go out in the morning for a walk, then go to get a muffin, and then go and visit an old person, and then go and, pick the kids up from school. That's you hopping from plant to plant. But you're doing those things because you want to do those things, as opposed to going to work. Your boss says, can you do this? Can you get that? Can you go and get some milk? Can you call the accountant? They're things you don't want to do. That's you hopping from plant to plant, what you don't want to do. So being out in nature and walking, not only it gives you time to think. If you're in nature and subject to being a meditator and not thinking about nonsense all the time, it gives you time to think about real stuff, real meaningful, powerful stuff. What you're going to put in your dad's birthday card, what you should do for dinner. I'm going to surprise my partner and do this. I'd love to go on holiday there, and you can just have a little vision of the place you want to go on holiday. As opposed to being on a walk, negatively thinking about, why did Sharon forget the milk? She's unreliable, fucking extra. Why doesn't the boss just kick her out? But he's a cunt as well. All this stuff doesn't serve anyone any purpose other than just relaying problems in your brain that will never go away unless you change and take action. When you're out and about in nature, it allows you to be free. You know that you can go, keep walking straight, and you'll never get to a brick wall. Same for that way, and same for that way. And down, and up. When you're out in nature, you feel exposed, you feel alone, you feel like vulnerable. And it's powerful to feel vulnerable, because then it makes you realise, I am no different to anybody else. I'm as weak as anybody else, and I'm as strong as anybody else. And when you have realisations like that, they should create a little bit of fear, which makes you take action. If you're uncomfortable, you should get used to being uncomfortable, because it should make you want to remove that uncomfortability so you're not uncomfortable. But when you avoid being uncomfortable for the sake of not wanting to be uncomfortable, you never sit in that energy, that feeling to work out, why am I feeling uncomfortable? Is it my partner? Do I not actually like him? Is it this food I'm eating? Why am I eating this food? Why am I cooking for the family? No one ever eats it anyway. They always get takeaway. You're never really spending enough time with yourself to have these thoughts and realizations. Now, I spent my whole life with myself in my brain thinking, and never ended until I meditated and stopped new thoughts coming into my brain. So this stuff I'm saying now, which is stuff that I worked out through my whole life, that's just stored in my brain, like storing some wine in a cellar downstairs. Just there for when I need it. Right now, I'm just getting out some wine, I'm talking to you about it. But I don't think anymore. I don't do all this stuff anymore. Every single day I go for a walk. I make sure I go for at least a half an hour walk, if not an hour. The longer the better. I also make sure that I try and do 10,000 steps. Don't need to do 10,000 steps. I like to do 10,000 steps. The more you do, the better, right? And just being out in nature, being with the sun, seeing animals, seeing bees, seeing foxes, seeing birds, seeing a bird swoop down and pick up a mouse, just shit you don't see in your bedroom. You need to walk every single day for at least half an hour. Go around the block every day. Make it I'm going to walk every single day around the block for half an hour. Just so you don't have to time it. Find a walk that is exactly half an hour. And you know that once you start that walk, you have to reach the other end because there's no point going back. So you just keep going. And you know by keeping going, it's going to be half an hour. And the more you walk, the better you feel. The better you feel, the more you want to feel that feeling. The more you want to feel that feeling, the more you'll do it. And the more you do it, the more you'll feel the feeling. And it's this cycle of feeling good, wanting more, getting more. I feel great. I want more. I'm doing more. I feel great. The only way you'll do that is to keep doing it. So go out and walk every single day. Exercise. You don't have to go to the gym. Don't have to lift weights. This is just purely about exercise, natural exercise, walking. Every living thing walks, not every living thing runs. Walk. That's all you have to do. Walk. Don't think about getting your heartbeat up to fucking 100 million beats per hour or whatever. Just walk. That's all you have to do. The most natural thing on the planet. Walk.